Geelong versus the Bears. One team 128 years old, Geelong. The Bears 5 months old. Both teams have a 1 win on the board. They start the second round. Burke gets the Cats underway. Chance for Turner. Not a good bounce for him. And over the VFL symbol and out of bounds. Throw in commentary wing here at Kardinia Park.
Boundary throw in right in front of the commentary position, and umpire Mitchell has seen a free kick, and it'll go to Damien Burke, the Geelong captain. The first kick of this match was taken by O'Keefe, playing against his old side, which was an interesting one from Geelong supporters' point of view. He was a very good player down here. I couldn't quite understand why he was transferred, but anyway, he's now in the colours of the Bears. A poor kick by Burke up towards half forward. Geelong in the van. He's another ex-Geelong player, trying to handball the ball away. Well, I thought it was Reynoldsson, but no. The ball at half back for the Bears, about 60 metres around from the Geelong goal.
Micken has front position on Burke. Burke gets the tap down to Buse, backs is into trouble, gets it cleverly over the head. Chance for McCarthy for the Bears. And playing game 100. It's Matthew Campbell it was who ran the ball over the boundary line. It's Michael McCarthy playing his 100th game. He's the job on Russell at the moment, watching him pretty quickly. Micken under great pressure there from Russell. He's caught now. Good tackle. Umpire said held to Dwayne Russell, so a bounce on half forward for the Cats. Good tackle there from Stephen Reynoldsson, former Cat. He'll be watched very closely and get plenty of attention from the Geelong fans. Don't know who Dwayne Russell is trying to fool. It will be a bounce.
Well, perhaps a little bit of encouragement from Andrew Buse there, but umpire Mitchell never in doubt as to what he was going to do, and that was bounce the ball at half forward. A kick out of the pack. McCarthy up towards half forward, punched away. Now there's a chance for McCarthy for the Bears towards centre half forward. Here comes Richardson. A slick hand pass over to Edmund. Can he pick it up? Yes. Kicks for goal and puts the first score on the board to the Bears. That's a goal, and we've played just 3 minutes, and some fairly good football by the Bears to score.
Yes, they made the most of an very open forward line there, the Bears. The ball had been bundled up and a few packs developing down on the Geelong forward line. And the Bears made the opportunity that when they did get the ball down the forward line, had it very open. Slick handball from Richardson, and Edmund had a very easy shot at goal.
So the former Swans player Jim Edmund brings up the first goal of the match. And the visitors get first blood. And away again in the centre. All the dice in ruck for Geelong. Spills loose to Russell, straight through the legs. And so Keefe for the Bears, up to half forward. Wrestle on there between Flanagan. He's going to lose out in pace to Richardson, puts the tackle in on him. It was McCarthy, in fact. The ball lost. White for Geelong, back to Bright. Bright the handball to Couch. Not much room to manoeuvre. He's bundled over by Banfield, and he's got the free for in the back. Couch wastes no time. Play on the call from the umpire. Having a great game as O'Keefe squares for the Bears. Chance for Phillips. He's got it. No, it's not Phillips. It's Jim Edmund again. So Edmund, the chance to bring up second goal in a minute. Directly in front, about 45 metres out from goal. The breeze virtually straight behind him. Not a bad effort. Plenty of distance. Second for Edmund. And the Bears off to a great start here at Kardinia Park, and he's 250th. All the scoring with Jim Edmund.
Yes, and these are the conditions that also suit Jimmy Edmund. He's a very strong mark overhead. And he's going to be a real thorn in the side of the Geelong defence.
172 league games to Edmund, and that was his 250th goal. The Bears are 2 straight. Geelong yet to score. Umpire Cameron bounces the ball in the centre. The bounce slightly favours Micken, but it's picked up by Buse. Buse towards half forward for the Cats. Ablett at the back. The ball hits the ground. It's a chance for the Brisbane Bears. They're desperate in defence. Here's Fidge. Will clear the ball out wide. Harris can't mark. Punched away by White. Over the boundary line for a throw in. Slightly favouring the Cats. Scoreboard, Brisbane Bears, 2 goals straight, 12. Geelong yet to score.
Spectators shielding their eyes from the sun as Russell goes up into ruck. Thumps it down, but it's all the Bears. Campbell, who's played well early. Ball moves through the middle. They've got loose men galore here, the Bears. Phillips caught a little unawares there, met very solidly. Half forward for the Brisbane Bears, wrapped up by the Geelong defence. Peter White, the youngster, getting applause from the crowd early for preventing what looked like a very promising forward move for the Brisbane Bears.
Only 18 years of age, attending Belmont High School is young Peter White. The Cats under a lot of pressure at half-back. Umpire Cameron's picked the free kick out of it. And at half-back it goes to Buse. Buse, balking and turning, gets back onto his right foot and kicks it long towards the wing. There's an attempt at mark. Play on, says the umpire. It hits the ground. Cole over the top. Looking for Christensen. Christensen's handball inboard. Looking for Troy, but the bounce, an elusive one. And at this occasion, it's a free kick, and it'll go to their ex-Geelong centre-half forward, now playing centre-half back for the Bears in Reynoldsson. Reynoldsson kicks long towards centre-half forward.
Reynoldsson doing well early, off the hands of Burke though, rode well by the Bears. Chance for Hardy, handball inboard. Here's McCarthy, can go to 25 metres out and put through Bears third.
Great passage of play there by the Bears. Their handball is excellent for a side that's only been together for 5 months. They really seem to have a good understanding and have picked that up in such a short time. Bernie Harris, the ex-Fitzroy player, is a really creative player, and he started that move again.
Interesting to see Brad Hardy involved there. Obviously the Bears didn't make jumpers with long sleeves. He seems to have a tracksuit underneath it. He favours the long sleeve Guernsey, but the Bears favoured on the scoreboard. 3 straight, Cats yet to score.
Mitchell this time bounces. It's a terrific bounce, straight in the air. A quick kick out of the pack by Williams. Richardson, ex-teammates at Collingwood. Richardson's kick is intercepted. 3 Geelong defenders. They mess it up though. Through comes Richardson again. A stray handball. Goes towards McCarthy. Cole kicks it out for Geelong to half-back, and it'll go over the boundary line about 70 metres around from the Bears' goal. The scoreboard at the 7.5-minute mark. Brisbane Bears 3 goals straight. Geelong yet to score.
Flanagan up high for Geelong. Buse. Chance to handball. Finally does. Squaring kick for Ablett. Banfield a hand in there. Back on top of it, Fidge. Geelong fans think there was a free kick for Gary Ablett. Certainly wasn't there. And umpire Cameron puts it down again.
Good tap out by the Bears. They can't break clear. Now they've got a chance. Richardson over to Banfield. Banfield, a long left foot kick looking for Edmund. Over the top. Punched away towards half forward. Harris can't control it. Taps it on very intelligently. McCarthy. Here's a chance for Hardy. Goes for goal. Slightly offline. And the goal umpire goes across and signals one behind. The first behind of the match, kicked by Brad Hardy at the 10-minute mark. The Bears are 3-1-19. Geelong yet to score.
Bright undecided. There's the behind kicker, Brad Hardy. Bright very close to the line. He goes in the direction of Burke. He's put off it by O'Keefe. And Micken over the boundary line. He'll now do the ruck work. No, he goes a kick behind the play. Geelong crowd a little stunned by this start from the Bears. Flanagan. Ball intercepted for the Bears by Phillips. Number 10 is Troy for Geelong, playing his first game, the South Australian recruit. Flanagan, the big ruckman, up off the bottom of the pack to do the ruck work.
Bounce of the ball at half forward for the Bears. Burke in there, can't control it. Chance for Richardson for the Bears. In towards the square, up over the top, no mark. Chance for Harris. Good handball across to Hardy, can't control it. And it's rushed through for a behind of the Bears. And they go to 3-2-20, leading Geelong, who after 10 minutes of the first quarter are still to score.
In fact, Geelong haven't had over their half-forward line as yet. Bright, again, indecisive. To the outer side he goes. Hands of Micken, can't bring it down. Hughes for Geelong, no, it's Troy. Cats through the middle. Over the head of Ablett. Good knock away by Fidge. Safety of the boundary line sought. Throw in on half forward for the Cats. Mark Roberts sinking the big number 10s in.
Interesting tactic, Peter, with Fidge on Ablett. Both similar sizes, and at the moment Johnny Fidge doing well. Ball at half forward for the Cats. A free kick picked out of it by umpire Cameron, and it will go to Russell. He plays on quickly. It's a good kick up towards the front of the goals. Over the top of the pack. It could bounce through. Has it been touched? It's been rushed through anyway for a behind to Geelong. And their first score comes up at the 11-minute mark of the first quarter. A rushed behind.
Plenty of loose players for the Bears. Plenty of time for Brenton Phillips. He's going to be mown down by Brownless, but gets the kick into the wing. Flanagan fends off a man, is caught by McCarthy. Umpire play on. Kick off the ground was dangerous play. Troy throws it forward, only as far as Phillips for the Bears. Searching handball out in the Harris direction. Oh, Flanagan pulls him to the ground when he didn't have the ball. Free kick to the Bears, outer wing. They lead by 19 points, and we've played 12 minutes here at Cardinia Park.
Good play by Harris, and he comes inboard and finds Phillips. Phillips kicked towards centre half forward. No mark taken. Play on. Cole tackled by Richardson. Backed up by Reynoldsson. Hand pass out goes towards Williams. Williams and Richardson. You can raffle it. Williams now balking and turning. Dow decides to kick towards full forward. There's a chance up there. No mark taken. Here's Edmund at the bottom of the pack. Kicks with a left foot. And it looks like another goal to the Bears. It is. Jimmy Edmonds third. And
for the Bears, which I suppose they really need him to be there. But Jimmy Edmund up forward is making the most of the opportunities and really finishing off the good work upfield of the rest of the Bears.
Very slow start from the Cats, or is it a very fast one from the Bears? I think the latter at this stage. As Burke in ruck against Micken. Wins the tap. Troy gets some shepherding. Pass a beauty to Brownless. Well, the first time the Cats have moved it forward quickly, and the Bears' backs always having to react there and being found wanting as Brownless lines up for the first Geelong goal directly in front. It's 35 metres out. Oh, you can tell from the crowd's reaction the result of that one. Really got underneath it. Knee was bent, and the first behind for Bill Brownless. 2 behind so far for Geelong. They trail by 24 points.
the kick straight up the ground by the Bears, not wasting any yardage. A chance for Couch. Kicks with his right foot to half forward. Play on, says the umpire. Now there's a chance for Troy again. He's in the play. A quick kick towards full forward. No mark taken. It's a free kick being paid up the field. Russell. No, the umpire's going to force him to take his kick back. Or is he?
No, it has to be up the field, Robbo.
Up the field. Yeah. Right in front of goals. And the kicker of the ball now will be Gary Ablett.
Yes, he was dealt with heavily, the Geelong player, after he had got rid of the ball. It was rather a crude attempt by the Brisbane Bears player, especially in that range where it was right in front of goal. The ball has ended up, and they're going to pay dearly for that one. There it is. Gary Ablett made no mistake from 10 metres out. And that's his first kick for the day, but he's a very dangerous player and they'll have to watch him closely.
Well, 18 points the difference in favour of Brisbane. 4-2 plays 1-2. And Geelong will be looking for that player to do plenty during the afternoon.
Cameron restarts. Burke favoured by the bounce. Micken had the run at it though. Geelong from the centre. Cole's high kick. Oh, great mark, Christensen. Had this camp underneath it and did it so well. Ablett's got the break here. Will he put in a shepherd for teammate? No, taking it over the boundary line himself. Bairstow and Ablett. It's a little undecided as who would go for it. There's Micken number 1 for the Bears. Leaping for it by Alderdice. Time for Reynoldsson. Under plenty of pressure. Fidge. Pressure from Ablett. Half forward flank throw in for the Cats. They've played 15 minutes into the first quarter.
A few boos evident when Reynoldsson went for the ball there. The Geelong supporters They never forget. Kick out of the pack towards the wing position. Geelong in the van. Tap it back towards Burke. Oh, brilliant interception by the Bears. Campbell, he can't control it. On the bottom of the pack. There's a chance for White, the youngster. Does it well. Right up against the boundary line. Kicks it into the pocket. The mark taken by Russell for Geelong, just inside the 50-metre line. And Russell, a chance to score for the Cats. A nice-looking kick into the square. Punched through by the strong Bears defence, and another behind to Geelong. 4-2 the Bears. Geelong 1-3, a difference of 17 points, and we've played 16 and a half minutes of the first quarter.
Straight down the middle where it's all Cats. Couch unable to hold it. Roving from Bairstow. Ablett too high for him. Good spoiling by Walsh, but it's all Geelong. Christensen, 55 metres out, centres for Brownless. O'Keefe, good tackle. Geelong have support. Turner onto the left boot. Goes in short. Bill Brownless the loose man. Trying to crib around a few metres. Umpire Cameron will wake up and will bring Brownless closer to the boundary line. So much though. So a big chance for the right footer. 3 metres in from the boundary line. Another behind for Brownless. Geelong trail by 16 points. 17 minutes into the first term.
And Billy Brownless not kicking with the confidence that we know he can, because he's a magnificent kicker of football. And those 2 shots at goals that he has had have been most uncharacteristic.
O'Brien kicks in and finds Harris. Harris in the back pocket is forced to come straight back to O'Brien. O'Brien at half-back now kicks long. Mickens in the van, takes the mark and plays on. The big captain kicks it towards half-forward. In front is Cole, leading in the race for the ball. Richardson puts some pressure on, and Cole could do nothing else but see it safely over about 65 metres or 55 metres around from the Bears' goal. Scoreboard, Brisbane Bears 26, Geelong 10.
McCarthy pulling at Burke, but Burke holds his ground. Hughes can't take advantage of it. Phillips swings forward for Edmund. All Bears back there. Tough work from Hine. Dispossessed. Some very strong shepherding. Nowhere to go for Cole. Phillips claiming it came off his boot for a out of bounds on the full decision. Umpire none of it. So from 10 metres around from the Bears goal, good opportunity for them. Burke, the big fellow, has it stolen by Phillips. He's getting nowhere. That was Hughes that tackled him initially. Flanagan, the second one. So the bounce now 15, 20 metres out from the Bears goal. They lead by 16 points.
Bounce of the ball favours Burke. A big punch towards the boundary line. Turner's there. He overruns the football. In goes O'Keefe. Can't control it. Throwing himself was Banfield. Quick kick towards the full forward area. Over the back of the pack, Hardy. A quick kick. Oh, fortunately, falls in the hands of Phillips. He runs into an open goal and kicks it straight over the grandstand for the...
Edmund flew for the ball, looking into the sun. Hardy gets a quick snap. Phillips lands right on his chest, and he drives it right over the top of the grandstand.
Well, they've retrieved the ball from the Bowen River and will restart. I think Hardy's snap might have gone through anyway.
Could have landed in a Carey boat over there in the Bowen River. It was the head of the river this afternoon, Peter. It was won by Geelong Grammar, I believe.
So Geelong did well there. They're looking the goods here at the moment, though, as the Bears are forward again. Just too long, that handball for Hardy. Oh, good smother, though, from McCarthy. He's playing well in his 50th game. The tackle placed on O'Keefe. He's been evident early. And they're going to do it all again from the centre. 20 minutes gone, and Bruns there looking a little worried on the Geelong bench. They're down by 22 points.
And Burke high over the top. Crashes to the ground. Looks as though it might have taken a little bit out of that Damien Burke. He gets up rather gingerly and doesn't run quite as excitedly towards centre-half back, the Geelong skipper. The ball in the hands of Banfield. He kicks it long to full forward. The mark is taken at centre-half back for Geelong by Landy. And Landing's handball immediately puts Bright under pressure, but umpire Cameron decides on a free kick, and Bright this way, that way, then kicks with the right foot towards the wing, and fortunately Christensen's in front and takes the good solid mark.
Marty Christensen, defensive side of centre wing, straightens it up for Ablett. Knock away though, good defence by Reynoldson. Bears now, Richardson, he's going to be caught. No, does it beautifully. Hands off to Hardy. He's beaten by Flanagan. Umpire is down, but Flanagan away. Up for Turner. Plenty of pressure. Campbell's kick off the ground, straight to Ablett. .21 points the difference. And Geelong a little fortunate there. Not taking advantage of it. Ablett's tally 1-1.
Kick in by Roberts to half-back looking for Hardy. He can't mark and he's outnumbered 3-1. There's a chance for Couch. His poor kick will be intercepted by Banfield. Banfield towards the wing as a poor kick. A chance for the Bears. They do it well, but great recovery by White. When it looked as though Phillips was away, White threw himself at the ball and saw it over the boundary line on centre wing.
Burke, front position. The ruck work done by Hine, down to Banfield, having the best of the battle with Couch at the moment. Peter Banfield moved it forward about 20 metres. 70 metres out from the Bears' goal. McCarthy against Burke. Williams waiting behind for the Bears, but the tap from Burke straight to Buse, wrapped up by Richardson. Tried to get it back between the legs there, O'Keefe to Williams, who was waiting. But Geelong had regained 5 metres or so from the Bears. 2 minutes away from time on. Visitors leading by 21 points. That one against Burke. Into the back of McCarthy. And it's a very open forward line for the Bears. Geelong not handing the ball back properly. So 50 metres out now, McCarthy. Kick number 4.
A chance to score if he can get onto this. Big torpedo, but it's gone left. Burke tries to punch it away. He perhaps could have even had a go at marking that. It's in the back pocket, throwing himself in the football. The Bears can't control it. Out comes Bright, tackled by Williams. Put a little bit of pressure on him. The ball on centre wing, kicked away by Bairstow, but the mark taken at centre wing area by Reynoldson. His short pass in towards Richardson's a good one, and he doesn't let his teammate down, Richardson, and marks between centre and centre half forward.
Some of the recent discards from other VFL teams doing very well, and Richardson's pass onto the chest of Mark Williams. So the 2 former Collingwood men combining there, and from 45 metres out, kick number 3 for Williams. And this to make it a brilliant opening to the quarter from Brisbane Bears as we approach time on. Not that it hasn't been already, but a very handy break going into the first break. Williams gives it everything. And he's got it. Mark Williams, pat from Brad Hardy. And they really feel at home, the Bears, here in this autumn heat at Cardinia Park, and they're putting the heat right on Geelong. They lead by 5-3.
Yes, and they've made the most of their opportunities, the Bears. They've kicked 6 goals too. They've had 8 scoring shots compared to Geelong's 6, but they're only 1 goal, 5-11.
What a great start it would be for them if they could win 2 matches, both away from their home ground. Bounce in the centre, Hine and Burke. Kick out by the Bears, up towards centre half forward, no mark taken, punch away. Cole picks up the crumbs, runs through centre wing. A pacey player, just misses getting knocked over and kicked it up towards half forward, where Fidge, with a bit of strength, out-positions Gary Ablett and takes the mark on his chest. He plays on, feeds the handball out to half-back. Good play. High ball up towards centre half forward, no recovery. Yes, there is, by a Geelong player in Fitzgerald, and Fitzgerald's kick is intercepted at half-back by Banfield. Playing on Couch, doing a good job, the ex-Essendon player. And he's at half-back, about to have his 6th kick. A high ball to half-forward. In front is Burke, and takes the mark. It's been claimed, but it will be Burke who'll take the ball. Russell it was. Play on, says the umpire. Kicked in towards the centre of the ground, and the mark taken by Couch for the Cats.
Couch had 28 kicks last week. 4th for the first quarter here as he goes in the Buse direction. McCarthy knocks it away only as far as Russell. Ablett goes for it with Fidge, but Fidge having the better of the duel at the moment.
Cox on for the Bears and O'Brien off at the 30-minute mark of the first quarter.
Former Melbourne player John Fidge keeps it to the broadcast wing. Williams out position. Burke wanting to get it in field for White. Williams bearing down on him. White has plenty of support. Bairstow a little unsure in his handling there, but he's got Bright in support. He feeds it further afield. The Cats go up the outer wing. Graham Landy, former Richmond player, out wide. 1-on-1. Good work there from Christensen, trying to get the handball back, but he was pressured well by Walsh, so unfairly, says the umpire. But Walsh did hold Geelong up there, and it's Christensen outer wing.
Marty Christensen looking for the short pass. He goes towards half forward. And how did Ablett get away? No one will ever know, but maybe John Fidge might have some idea. And Ablett takes the mark on his chest. He goes short. A good lead by Brownless, but he marks about 35 metres out on a difficult angle. Third mark for Billy Brownless. He's already kicked 2 behinds. The Cats need a goal bad. They're 1-5. The Brisbane Bears are 6-2. Short pass in. Well, perhaps not much closer, but much better angle, and it's Buse with the football. 30 metres out, 45-degree angle. And right on siren time for the end of the first quarter. A chance for the Cats' second goal. Very deliberate view, straight over the goal umpire's head. Through for a big score, a big goal to the Cats. They're 2-5-17, and they still trail the Brisbane Bears, who are 6-2-38.
And a badly needed goal by Geelong coming into time on with about 27-minute mark. Really, it's about the first time that they've looked impressive. There's a couple of passages of unselfish play there by both Ablett and Brownless to set the shot up for Buse from only about 25 metres out.
Andrew Buse doesn't miss many opportunities like that. The bounce allows the run in from Burke. High, and it is underneath the bottom of the pack, who will now do the ruck work again against Burke. Look at Banfield also in there. Huge gaggle of players around this one. It's Burke favoured. Oh, good interception there. Swung forward by Phillips. Backing his judgment. Good work from Landy in defence. He's a consummate defender, Graham Landy. The delivery not so good. The gather not so good from Richardson, but he recovers well. Gives it away to White for the Cats. Alderdice not sure, but he's got a chance to make amends. He's got a 5-metre break. Alderdice pass to Ablett. Oh, a centre drop by Ablett. He's got 2 to beat. The pressure was good from Fidge, and he's the man who clears it for the Bears.
Fidge goes out wide. Finds Harris. Harris kicks it in towards centre half forward. It'll be punched away, but the Bears have done well. They're on the ground level and backing up. Here's a chance for Cox, only been on the ground a short while, in the forward pocket. Oh, ridden into the ground. And umpire Cameron is holding the ball. If you don't mind, umpire. Well, I'll be. Bernie, you'd like to comment?
Very stiff there, Jimmy Edmund, to say the least.
Russell, half-back flank for Geelong. Time ticking out in this quarter. Bairstow's handball puts Fitzgerald under pressure, but he's got Christensen on his own on the wing. In the direction of Brownless, arrives too late, and a telling mark taken by Mark Roberts. Over the middle he goes. Chance for Couch. Got support from White. He can handball in turn, but that's prevented initially. Not far in the end. Fitzgerald on to Bairstow. Centres the ball for Brownless. Battling with Reynoldson. Reynoldson wins out. Perhaps he thought he was playing for Geelong again. Got the call from Troy. He gave it in turn on to Russell. Here's Ablett. Geelong doing it hard. Oh, good tackle from Banfield. Ablett, no idea what to do. Coming out, it's Roberts. Backs his judgment and finds O'Keefe.
O'Keefe on centre wing's got a loose player at half forward in Williams. Young White, a little bit of an experience. Williams in short, over the top. A good mark taken by Landy. Landy back to White at half-back. He'll give it back to Landy. No, he won't. He'll get back onto his right foot. Short pass, a bad one. Richardson intercept. Siren sound. End of first quarter. And a promising opportunity for the Bears is halted by the quarter-time siren. At quarter-time, the Brisbane Bears 6-2-38 lead the Cats 2-5-17.
And a great quarter by the Brisbane Bears. To lead Geelong by that much at this early stage of the game is a great performance up to this stage. I've noticed that Geelong have already changed Brownless and Ablett from the...
Back to TVO's live and exclusive coverage of the VFL match of the day between the Geelong Cats and the Brisbane Bears. And what a great start it's been for the Brisbane Bears. At quarter time, the scoreline, the Bears 6-2-38 to Geelong 2-5-17. The goal scorers are Jimmy Edmonds, he kicked 3 for the Bears, Mick McCarthy 1, Phillips 1, and Mark Williams also 1 goal. And for Geelong, Ablett's kicked a goal and so has Buse. Could they have hoped for a better start?
No, I think it's a dream start really, Terry, because the fact that I thought Geelong would have applied a lot more pressure, especially in the forward line. Our forwards seem to be able to do it at will, and with the result of Jimmy Edmond with those 3 goals, a couple of those were really uncontested. I'm not trying to detract or take anything away from Jimmy's effort, it's been quite sound, but the main thing was there was no pressure. And at the other end of the ground too, there's a similar thing happening. Billy Brownless, although he hasn't capitalised, seems to have all the latitude in the world. I think Mark Roberts has got to tighten his game up down there too.
Right, and of course Jimmy Edmonds made a great start to the game against North Melbourne, and he's leading the way again today.
He's an experienced footballer. It's always good to have fellows of the calibre of Jim and Mark Williams. They've been around, they've got good football heads on their shoulders, and they'll help the younger blokes. And although some of the fellas in the side aren't all that young, they're still relatively inexperienced. They've played in good sides and haven't had the opportunities that have afforded them this year.
That one?
I don't think that was a set move, but it was nice to see. I think it might have even gone through, which would have boosted Brett Hardy's confidence a little bit, Terry. But well done, Brendan Phillips.
Of course, Geelong up front are having some troubles. Can they overcome them?
Well, they're winning on the far side of the ground. They seem to be coming down unopposed, actually, but Fiji's taking Ablett out, and that's having a great bearing on the game.
You predicted John Fidge would play on Ablett?
Yeah, I did earlier on. I felt he was the only one strong enough. Fiji's a very capable footballer, which anyone that's seen him play at Melbourne knows his ability. It's undoubted, and I think if he can continue to stick on him like that, Ablett, in actual fact, I've seen in the past, he gets a bit frustrated if he's closely checked, and that's what's happening today, Terry.
Of course, a good lead for the Bears. Hopefully they can hang on to that advantage. We'll soon find out after this commercial break. We'll take you back for the second quarter. Yeah. Cardinia Park for the match of the day between the Brisbane Bears and Geelong Cats. The ball's just been bounced for the start of the second quarter, and Gary Ablett for Geelong has just kicked a goal.
Well, he went down, got up with the ball, and then I think Cox actually came in just to give him a little bump, and Brownless stood there and held his ground, and it's Cox that's come off second best. Coming on, it's Cameron O'Brien, but the Cats almost away from Hughes. White gives him support. Driven long by Cole. Ablett from behind. Ablett with the mark!
Oh, what a specimen.
Well, you would back Ablett in that position 9 times out of 10. He had the set, the ball came down quickly, and really step-ladder stuff there for his opponent on that occasion, and Ablett chance for 2 within a minute. He's got it.
Yeah, spectacular stuff, Gary Ablett. That's really what drags the crowd through the gates. And that mark was set up for Ablett. He had the run on his opponent who was waiting under the ball, put the knee up and flew very high for a spectacular mark. And the move of changing Ablett to full forward is already paying dividends for Geelong. Here we see it again now. The Bears, Ablett's opponent had a prop and weight under the ball, Fidge, and Ablett took a screamer.
Bounce back in the centre. Slightly favours Micken. He crashes his way through. Now Banfield picks it up, kicks it with the left foot towards full forward, but the mark taken by Landy. Landy in the back pocket plays on quickly and kicks it wide. Out there is Flanagan, and he takes a good mark. Running with the flight of the ball at half-back, and the big fellow does it well. Darren Flanagan for the Cats. Looking for the short pass. Now he's found one. It's Cole, all on his own at half-back on the opposite side of the ground. He runs through past Richardson. Got lots of pace for a half-back. It's a poor kick, though. Drops in short. Goes through. Here's a chance now for the Cats. Troy Looks for the hand pass. No, he doesn't. He decides to kick from 40 metres out and bangs another one on the scoreboard for Geelong. 3 goals in 3 minutes. And the Cats are right back in it. They only trail now by 3 points.
Great play there by Troy. He dummied the handball. The Brisbane Bears opponent was more interested in where it was going instead of tackling Troy. And he had plenty of time in the end to have a shot at goal. Here we see him kicking from 40, 45 metres out. And they're really coming back with a vengeance.
That's an interesting trend in football now. Players so aware of people handballing that you often see that when someone ends up with a bit of space, they find that they've got more room to kick.
Cameron bounces. Micken can't get the ball away. Troy's in there with a chance. A hand pass by Morgan, who's on the ground. Oh, pushed off the ball was Walsh. Play goes on. Williams kicks it towards centre-half forward. Hardy in front, can't mark. Pushes it down towards Richardson. Now there's a chance for Phillips. Hardy gets it out to McCarthy. Kick it long, he does. It's a high ball here towards the full forward area. No mark taken. It'll be punched through by the Geelong defence for a rush behind of the Bears. And the Bears' first score for the second quarter is a behind. They're 6-3-39. They lead by 4 points. The Cats are 5-5-35.
Terry Bright, a little more decisive this time. The torpedo punt wobbles up to the centre square. Burke, strong chest mark, leading Micken both at centre bounce and in the air. All wide under plenty of pressure. Did it well. Buse told to go up the boundary line. Race on. Troy and Campbell. Campbell, number 25 for the Bears. Pretty content. See it over half forward flank, but the Cats moving it quickly up this grandstand side of the ground. With Brownless to do ruck work against Micken this time.
Elder dice off and Turner on. Here's a chance for the Cats. It's in their forward pocket area and Cameron's seen a free kick. It'll go to Brownless. Billy Brownless, only a matter of 25 metres out on a 45-degree angle. 5th kick coming up for Brownless, and this could put Geelong in front. They trail by 4 points at the moment, and the second quarter only a matter of 4 or 5 minutes old. Oh, poor kick, a shocker by Brownless. Out of bounds on the full, and senior league footballers should not do that.
Well, that's not good enough because Brownless is renowned for his kicking. He's kicked over 100 goals in country football. And when you've got a chance from 20, 25 metres out, you should at least score a point, surely.
McCarthy puts it back into play. Micken's his target. Burke from behind the fist. Roving for Brownless. Troy. Not too much room for Morgan there, but he's got it through to Couch. Won't make the distance. Ablett has it knocked away at the last moment. And it's Williams who clears after a vital interception made by Waterson.
Free kick back there, just in front of the 10-metre square, Peter. Against Ablett for pushing during that marking contest. And the free kick will go to Fidge. He kicks it to half-back. And he's found there Walsh. This will be one of his first kicks for the match. It is his first kick for the match. And he goes on to Roberts. Roberts at half-back, crashed after he kicked it by Russell. Play goes on. Mark taken by Reynoldsson. Familiar ground to Reynoldsson, this one. Played a lot of games for the Cats. He kicks towards half-forward. Mark taken by Phillips. And right on the 50-metre line, Brenton Phillips has a chance to kick his second goal with his 5th kick coming up. He goes in short. It's a good pass. And Edmund, a perfect lead by Jimmy Edmund. And he'll kick the ball from 35 to 40 metres out, more or less directly in front. The Bears are 6-3, Geelong 5-5. Edmund coming up for his 4th kick. He's already kicked 3 goals, so at the moment a perfect score. It's not a very long kick, but it looks fairly accurate. It is another goal to Edmonds, his 4th.
And gave Jimmy Edmund a perfect pass under the chest. So here we see it now, out to Phillips.
And ended up with Edmonds, who has a perfect record. Another off the boot of Williams. Good determined work there from Andrew Buse. He'll now do the roving. So, contrast between Edmund and Brownless. Brownless would have had more possessions, but so far, Billy Brownless hasn't got a goal. Phillips, out into no man's land. Cole, number 37, leaves it for Terry Bright. Flanagan, plenty of room to manoeuvre out there. Left foot kick, plenty of distance. Finds touch perfectly. 70 metres around from the Geelong goal.
And Bright in trouble. He seems to be hobbling around. Went over his ankle, I think, after he got rid of the ball there.
Boundary throw in. Brownless doing the ruck work. It comes to the back of the pack where Troy tries to crash his way through. Here's a chance for Brownless. Maybe on the run he can capitalise. It's a long one and it's a straight one. Billy Brownless, 3 or 4, direct shot to goal and kicked behind and out of bounds, and with a shot on the run, put it straight through the middle.
Yeah, that's more like the Billy Brownless that the Geelong fans can remember from last year. He's a magnificent kicker, the ball. He can kick it at least 75, 80 metres when he gets onto those torpedoes, but he's looked very nervous. Here we see it again now, Brownless. Very well balanced for a big man. And that was his free-flowing kicking style that we saw last year.
Umpire Cameron restarts. Tap from Burke's a beauty. Tackle wasn't too bad either. Burke against Micken. Again, the Geelong ruckman wins. Troy. It's O'Keefe who tackled him there illegally, says the umpire. Troy. Oh, look at that. Left all on his own. Graham Landy from the back line. He finds Morgan. Morgan, 50 metres out. 2 against 1 down in the goal square. They're watching Ablett like a hawk. Morgan will put it right up to the line. Ablett from behind. Off hands. Chance. Hughes. Must have touched the post, I think, perhaps.
Well, that could have been a miracle goal if he'd have kicked it. He looked as though he was disappointed with himself, but the Bears defenders had him covered. Geelong 6-6, trailing the Bears 7-3. 10 minutes into the second quarter. Kick in by Waterson towards half-back. Looks out there for Reynoldsson. It's punched away. Punched on by Banfield. Now a chance for Richardson. Kicks it off the ground. Up towards half-forward. Here's McCarthy. Grabs it, fumbles it. Maybe that's why he's with the Bears and not with Hawthorn. On centre wing, a boundary throw in.
Burke and Micken do it again. Micken this time. Too long for Richardson. Clever tap on from Hughes. Morgan did that nicely under plenty of pressure, and that pressure was paid off for Waterson. Hardy to take it half-back flank. Booing, smiles. Opposite reactions from the crowd, depending whether you're on telly or not, of course. Couch thumps at 30 metres. He's got a chance to do it again. Good tackle. Campbell's handball. And here's Waterson getting the Bears out of trouble. Out of wing, O'Keefe. Looking there for Richardson. Or stood his ground well. He would have heard and seen. Cole really bearing down on him. Gets up with a limp, but Michael Richardson playing a good game for the Bears. Edmund in front. Gets a little shove. Landy over the boundary line. 50 metres around from the Brisbane goal. They lead by 3 points.
12.5 minutes into the second quarter. The tap out. Landy throws himself on it. Phillips can't break clear. There's a chance for O'Keefe, but it's pushed away by young White and over the boundary line for a throw-in. 55 metres out from the Bears' goal. Doing the ruck work, Hine. Good tackling done by the Bears. They've put lots of pressure on the Cats. And perhaps Geelong, with a more skillful side, they just can't break away. They did earlier in the quarter when they kicked 3 quick goals, but it's a bit of a struggle in the middle part of this second quarter.
Right on the 50-metre line. Bears into attack. Owen really wins an effective tap out. Plenty of appealing. Handball is a good one. Bear stay. On to Morgan, who's having a good quarter. Turner wrestling there behind Hardy. Oh, under pressure now. Brad Hardy with 2 to beat, wrapped up by Troy. Geelong fans thought holding the ball, but Hardy really didn't have much of a chance there. 55 metres out from the Geelong goal now. Brownless gets it down to Troy. What a lovely chip. Great vision from Troy. Could have blazed away, but saw Turner. And Michael Turner, former Geelong skipper, directly in front. Distance won't worry him. Accuracy does. Difference now 2 points in favour of the Bears. Bears, Bernie, going into the huddle from the kick in, though it mightn't work this time because the ball is yet to come back.
Yes, it's the old Robert Rawls tactics that he used at Fitzroy very effectively. And a lot of the sides woke up to the move after a while, and it wasn't as effective as it was when he first used it.
Well, there's obviously been a penalty from the kick out. Now there's another penalty given, and O'Brien kicks the ball long towards the wing from a kick out. It's nearly marked out there. Now it's taken by Couch. Couch towards full forward. Fidge over the top, nearly took the specky. Brownless, left foot snapshot for goal by Brownless is offline. And they're behind the Cats. Geelong 6-9. The Bears 7-3. Scores level. 6-8. 1 point the difference in favour of the Bears. I jumped the gun there.
Pretty quick on the scoreboard here. And another penalty against Geelong. That was for something happening off the ball. Obviously a Bears player and Campbell looking to lead and Troy holding him back. So it's Campbell who uses 5 or 6 metres to handball onto Waterson. All Geelong here. Burke, Geelong skipper, out of wing. A lovely pass just over Bewes' head though. Christensen can get it back to Andrew Bewes. He's going to be caught by Richardson, but he stands his ground. Bewes, the tough man, gets one high from McCarthy. He's pretty solid and hard to stop once he gets mobile, Bewes. And he wins them and wears them. Gives McCarthy a little shove. Umpire Mitchell says, watch it, I'll take it off you.
Love to know what McCarthy's saying to Bewes.
Bewes might have the last laugh. It's just over 50 metres out though. Kick number 5 for Andrew Bewes. The torpedo punt screws away. 2 Geelong players fly, Ablett and Russell. Troy had a good quarter. Ablett on the left peg. Just misses.
Looking very dangerous now, Gary Ablett. I think it's been a very good move by John Devine. He's switched over Ablett and Billy Brownless, and it's made all the difference.
Kick in by Fidge finds Hardy. Hardy handballs over the top to Richardson. Richardson forced the kick with the left foot close to the boundary line. It's over on the full. And perhaps Michael Richardson might have been better advised to go long. Ray Card, the Geelong runner, disappearing just out of the screen. Unfortunately, with a bad knee injury, he's been forced to act in an official capacity with the Cats. The punch away, out towards half-back. A chance for Phillips. Phillips to Banfield. Banfield up towards the half-forward line. A punch away. At the bottom of the pack is Gary Shaw. Now on the ground for the Brisbane Bears. And a throw-in will take place on centre wing.
Burke against McCarthy. Burke again. Bairstow, number 3. Beaten for it by Banfield. Harris volleys high. Edmund's got the lead here. It won't make him. Cleve, number 12, can't get it. Edmund tackled high. Umpire, I thought, playing the advantage. Couch. Oh, good work from Couch. Geelong have the loose man now. Just too high for Bairstow. He's getting shepherding from Troy. Bairstow's pass to Russell. 2 recruits from interstate for the Cats combining. And I think quite happy there would be Cameron O'Brien to put down Russell. Allows men to pick up further down ground. Micken got the hand there. Hardy swings without looking. This allows Couch in for Geelong. Banfield bearing down on him. Troy calling for it in the middle. Handball over the top to Christensen. Will have to be quick. Waterson, good tackle. And Campbell to clear for the Bears.
Well, good numbers by the Bears. They had 3-1 when the ball hit the ground then, and they took it away, and Richardson takes the mark. Or was it a free kick? But he's got the ball between wing and half-back for the Bears. His 7th kick coming up, plus quite a few handballs. And Michael Richardson kicks it towards half-forward. Punched away. Chance for Williams. Roves the pack well. Comes inboard to O'Keefe. O'Keefe breaks away with pace. goes long and kicks fairly. No, it's offline. It's into the pocket. Oh, fickle bounce favours Edmund. He'll run into an open goal and hits the post. Oh, poor old Jimmy. I don't think his legs could work quick enough then. He got very excited because the goals loomed up and a chance for goal 5 went down the drain.
Well, that's one of the beauties, or is it one of the frustrations of our game? We use an oval-shaped ball. They never bounce properly. Not when you're in defensive trouble anyway. Geelong to Christensen. Gives it away to Richardson. He was under heaps of pressure. It was Walsh who applied it. Edmund the ride. Not the mark, though. He's got Harris on ground. Oh, misses with the soccer again to Edmund. Doesn't trouble the scorer, but the Bears up by a point. And we've played 18 minutes. Geelong have drawn level, but now either side having trouble just putting their ascendancy onto the game. Is Bright, the torpedo punt, plenty of height, distance there as well. Micken thumps away to the boundary line.
Boundary throw-in, some 80 metres around from the Bears' goal. The Bears 7-4, lead Geelong 6-9. We're 19 minutes into the second quarter. A good smother off that boot. Gary Shaw, a quick kick at the ball. No one can break clear. Landy's hand pass finds Morgan. Morgan back onto the right foot, kicks high towards the centre of the ground. A good punch away. Banfield at the bottom. Now here comes Campbell for the Bears. Campbell into the forward pocket. Edmund comes out and marks on his chest and read that well. A little bit better than Terry Bright. Bruns on the boundary line waiting to interchange, and it looks like Christensen coming off as Jimmy Edmund, his third mark and his 7th kick coming up. He's already kicked 4 goals. He's only a matter of 30 metres out on a difficult angle. Very deliberate shot, and it's a beautiful kick by Edmund, straight through the centre for goal number 5.
Right, wasn't even in the camera there, so I'll have to get a lot tighter on Jimmy Edmund.
Micken beats Burke. Williams. McCarthy. And again, as Bernie pointed out, the Geelong defence a little slack. That time it was Flanagan. McCarthy goes right up in the Edmund direction. In fact, over his head with the torpedo punt. Plenty of Geelong defenders there. They get in the road of one another. Goal, Williams.
Yes, and that's the beauty of the long kick at times, Peter. McCarthy kicked it from about 55, 60 metres out and took the Geelong defenders by surprise once again, and Mark Williams made the most of his opportunity. That was Williams' second goal. Here it is again, McCarthy. A long kick. Had to be 60 metres out, right into the square. Williams reading the play beautifully. Picked a very nice goal.
Well, he's going to be value, Mark Williams, for the Bears. There's no doubt about that. As the ball bounced back in the centre. Burke and Micken, who've contested quite a lot of the centre knockouts. Play scrambly. White out to Burke. Burke's quick kick to centre half forward. No mark taken. Good backing up there by O'Brien. Feeds it out to O'Keefe. And O'Keefe on centre wing. Kicks it up towards half forward. Punched away. Buse at the bottom. Here's a chance for Richardson, but Buse recovers well. Shrugs the tackle. Kicks it high towards half forward. O'Keefe in front. Should mark. No, he doesn't. Play on to the umpire. Morgan's a chance. The hand pass is a wide one. Banfield. Tackled high. Gets the hand pass away towards Williams. No one can control the football on centre wing. And now is a chance here for Geelong. They break clear and kick it towards centre half forward. Brownless in front. Can he mark? No. He's back on the ground, scrambling after it at centre half forward, and umpire Cameron decides on a bounce right on the 50-metre line.
13 points the difference. 6-9, plays 9-4. It's Geelong suffering through inaccuracy, as has been trademark over the last few years. And from the tap, it's gathered in by O'Brien. Goes towards half-forward flank and Harris. Out-positioned by Cleve. Flanagan. Bruns from interchange. His first kick. Falls short and into the hands of Russell. Dwayne Russell on quickly. Fitzgerald nowhere to go. Back to Russell eventually. Bright's well down from full-back as Russell up to the line. Ablett and Fidge. Fidge hands down to Hardy. Good support from the back pocket for the Bears. Goes wide. Good pass finds O'Keefe.
Beautiful kick by Hardy, because O'Keefe was one out. It's his 8th kick, and he did it well. The ex-Geelong player, ball on the ground, Banfield in there for the Bears, but no one can really control the football. Couch there, so is Phillips, but umpire Mitchell decides on a bounce near centre wing on the bench, the Bears bench. A hand pass out finds Buse. Buse over the top. He's got players clear. A quick kick into the forward pocket area is astray, and it goes through for a behind. Kick by Russell from half forward, and the scoreboard shows Geelong's inaccuracy. They're 6-10-46. The Bears are 9-4-58.
John Fidge in the direction of Reynoldson. He's got Brownless to beat. More Geelong men loose. Turner from 50 metres. Ablett trying to shepherd through, but it was always a forlorn shepherd. Turner's kick inaccurate. 11th behind registered for the Cats. They're 11 points down. We're approaching time on. And the huddle again from the Bears. They now spread loose. Fidge. Kick a poor one. Brownless.
And this is Billy Brownless' distance from about here, 50 metres. You probably go back and give it a real good beef-ho, and you'll make the distance without any problems.
Perhaps he's been worrying a bit too much about accuracy rather than putting that big boot into it. See if his knee straightens out and he gives it everything. Oh, right through the middle. Brownless brings up his second goal, 2-3, his personal tally.
Yes, and you quite often see that, Peter. A player can freeze up a little bit from the 20 to 30 metres out, but when they get to the 50-metre mark, they go back and really give it a roost, and you can really see the difference.
A big contingent of fans down from the Riverina to watch Billy Brownless today. A busload of them, apparently. They'd be pretty happy with him, as are Geelong fans. Geelong 5 points down.
Tap out by Burke. No one really taking any advantage, and umpire Mitchell decides that a bounce should take place about 5 metres away from the centre circle. Scoreboard, the Bears are leading by 5 points, 58 plays 53. About to enter time on in the second quarter. Big punch by Micken. Williams picks it up, but the kick will be intercepted by White. He's tackled well. He gets it out towards half-back. Hughes, he's tackled well. Kick off the ground. Here's a chance now for Gary Shaw. With his left foot, kicks it well and finds Walsh. Walsh drops it because he knew that he had an open go at the goal. His hand pass over to Williams. Now Shaw. Shaw has an open go at the goals. A long one. Edmund at the back can't mark. Rushed through from behind by Michael Cole. And a promising opportunity for Philip Walsh when he took his eye off the ball at half forward has gone down the drain for the Bears.
One straight kick, the difference in favour of the Bears by 6 points. We're into time on. Roberts got the call, delivered the handball well. Good tackle there from Russell. Now it's Bairstow who will get the free kick. Bairstow, one of Geelong's best last week. A little slow to get into the game here today. Goes in the Bridle Couch direction. Good use of the body by Couch, but illegally. So Banfield takes the free. They're having a good duel now.
Banfield kicks it towards the outer side, half-forward flank area. Edmund at the back, good roving by Bernie Harris, but he couldn't tap the ball on quite far enough. And Geelong bottled it up at half-back. Umpire Cameron with the ball, decides on a bounce. The Bears lead by 6 points. We're 26 minutes into the second quarter. No one can break clear, and umpire Cameron decides another bounce should take place. Only a matter of 2 or 3 minutes away from the half-time break, and the Bears have done it reasonably well, although Geelong came at them at the start of the second quarter. 3 goals in 3 minutes. Bright beats the hand pass out to Cole. Cole, a good running half-back player. Left foot kick up towards the wing, and a good mark taken by Troy. Troy on centre wing for the Cats. Kicks towards centre half forward. Brownless in front, takes a great mark. His eyes on the football and his big hands wrapped around it. And Billy Brownless at half forward goes for the big torpedo. It's a boomer into the square. Ablett, great use of the body. Daryl Baldock would be pleased with that. He was on the radio show today at midday talking a lot about the use of the body in football in the 80s. And if ever we've seen it, it was there. Fourth mark to Ablett. 8th kick coming up. He's already kicked 3 goals and a chance to post his 4th and make the scores level right on half-time. And he makes no mistake. 4 goals to Gary Ablett.
Yes, and the 2 key Geelong forward players, Ablett and Brownless, are a real pain in the neck, I should say, for the Brisbane Bears.
Yeah, I think they'd agree with you, Bertie. You're talking about the value of the long kick, and we saw it again here from Phil Brownless.
Yes, excellent mark there by Troy to start it all off. Billy Brownless, it's great to see him back in the game because of that shocking shoulder injury last year.
So scores level here at Cardinia Park. The second time in the quarter. Burke's tap, but Geelong unable to take advantage of it. O'Keefe got the call from Harris. Couldn't take advantage of it. Morgan's kick off the ground. Banfield straight onto the chest of Hughes. Hughes from the centre. Brownless in front. Sure hands. The exact spot that Phil Brownless kicked the goal from 2 or 3 minutes back. 6 marks for the big fellow. And he'd be going for goal number 3. Seventh kick for Brownless in the corner. His 3rd goal. And as Bernie said, a man who we thought might play football for a good year or perhaps never again. It's been a top quarter from him and the Cats.
This has been the difference this quarter, him and Ablett. 7 kicks in 1 quarter from a centre-half forwards. A magnificent performance. Here it is again. He's got a great pair of hands. And they just don't know who to put on him at the moment.
Centre bounce. Mickett gets it down to Richardson, who's been out of it for just a few minutes. He kicks it up towards full forward or centre half forward. A push out, according to umpire Cameron, on Mark Williams. And the ex-Collingwood captain will take the free kick. He kicks it into the forward pocket area. Harris can't mark. Plays on when the ball hits the ground. He's outnumbered 4-1. And the Geelong defence hold up as the siren sounds to end the second quarter. And at half-time, Geelong lead by 6 points. The Cats 9-11-65 lead the Brisbane Bears 9-5-59.
Yes, and in a game being played under ideal conditions down here in Cardinia Park, it's the Brisbane Bears down by a goal at half-time after being up by 4 or 5 goals at the first break. The big move that made the difference was Ablett to full forward and Bill Brownless to centre-half forward. They were the moves that really brought Geelong back in the game, and ever since then, Geelong have really looked the better side, although the Bears have struggled the ball down to the forward line a couple of times, and Jimmy Edmonds always been a dangerous player down there and kicked 5 goals up to half-time.
Well, a great quarter for Geelong in which they added some 7 goals, 6 to the Brisbane Bears, who kicked 3 goals, 3. It's still a great confrontation between these two sides. Nothing in it at half-time. 21 points at the first break, 6 points at half-time. Main goal kickers up to the big break here at Cardinia Park. For the leaders, Geelong, 4 to Gary Ablett. He kicked 3 in that term. Bill Brownless has 3. And for the Brisbane Bears, Jim Edmonds has kicked 5 goals, 2 to Mark Williams in that quarter. So it's anybody's at half-time. Geelong leading 9-11-65 to the Brisbane Bears 9-5-59.
Change already in this match with Reynoldson playing on Brownless. Here's a hand pass over the half-forward line. Punch on by Turner. A chance for Fidge for the Bears. Turns and kicks it long towards the wing. Chipping in, no, it's McCarthy. Can he control it? No, he's bumped off the ball by Troy. A tough little customer is Darren Troy. And he goes down with the football. And he's the last one to come up as umpire Cameron take the sides on a bounce and just gives a wry little smile to Darren Troy.
South Adelaide recruit in for his first game for the Cats, doing well. Williams gets it forward for Brisbane. Oh, bounce again, not a good one for Bright, but he's got time to recover and has support too. Bairstow. Beautiful delivery. Bruns has got a paddock to work in. He can run right up to the 50-metre line. Doesn't. Passes instead for Ablett. No, it's Turner, in fact, trooping in. Ablett just waiting behind. Michael Turner from 40 metres. acute angle, as you can see. Former Geelong skipper looking sideways for any leads. Ignores the one from Fitzgerald. Goes for home and gets them. Geelong, first blood in the third term. They lead by 12 points.
Excellent shot for goal there by Michael Turner. He's a dangerous player on the forward line, and they've moved John Fidge onto Turner and Mark Roberts onto the ever dangerous Gary Ablett. And already the move has backfired, so it's only to be seen what's going to happen with Roberts up there on Ablett also, because he's a lumbering sort of player, Roberts.
Bounce back in the centre. Burke taps it down. Banfield, a quick kick over the top towards half forward. Tap on by Richardson, intercepted by Bright. Bright takes a little bit of time, kicks to half forward, marked by Troy. Plays on quickly, looking upfield for Ablett. He's in front, he takes, no he doesn't, but it hits the ground and Turner's here again. Hand pass out to Bruns, into an open goal and bang, there's another one on the board for Geelong. 2 goals in about 45 seconds and the Cats creep away. 11-11, plays 9-5. 3 minutes into the third quarter, and we just saw young White give Troy a bit of a pat on the back. He's been instrumental in a couple of deliveries out of tight situations.
He's looking very good, Troy. Again, Ablett flew very high. They read it very well off the pack. Turner, very nippy and dangerous player on the forward line, over to Bruns, running in, and just what the Brisbane Bears didn't want. 2 easy and quick goals after half-time.
So the Bears have to regroup quickly. Geelong started off the second quarter like this to get back into the game. They'll need to win advantage here, the Bears. They don't. It's Burke who wins the tap down for Hughes, and again there in numbers of Geelong. Bairstow from the middle. Ablett, one out against Roberts. He holds him back and allows Turner to run onto it for a goal. 2 for Michael Turner and a blistering start to the term for the Cats. A very open forward line, and of course it's always going to be open when we get the ball out of the middle so quickly.
And that even if Ablett's not doing the work, the Brisbane Bears seem to be concentrating on him more than anyone else, of course, as they should be. And Turner's making the most of his opportunities now with his newfound freedom.
Geelong lead by 24 points. And we're only 4 minutes into this third quarter. 3 goals in 3.5 minutes. White playing the ball along in front of him, now on centre wing. Can't quite control it and falls over with the football as it goes over the boundary line. And a throw in right in the middle of the interchange area on centre wing. The ruckman, Micken, over to Troy. Bruns to centre half forward. Reynoldsson and Brownless, both very promising players when they started here at Geelong, but Brownless on top now. Bairstow tackled well by Phillips. Goes to Reynoldsson. Reynoldsson over the top to Waterson. Waterson to O'Brien. O'Brien's caught, but he gets the handball away. Williams on the end of it. Williams into the forward pocket. McCarthy takes the mark about 40 metres out. Play on? No, come back, says the umpire, as Gary Shaw could see the goals looming up and licking his lips, but it has to go back to Michael McCarthy, who will have his 8th kick for the match. And McCarthy's already kicked 1 goal, lining up for goal number 2. A bad looking kick by McCarthy. It's right on the line. As a matter of fact, it's over the top of the players' heads and through for a goal. And the Brisbane Bears hit back. 10-5, 65 the Bears, trailing Geelong, who are 12-11, 83.
And a badly needed goal there, kicked by Michael McCarthy, who's been a busy player at centre half forward and provided the Bears with a fair bit of drive up there on the forward line.
Darren Flanagan watching McCarthy. Umpire Cameron. Well, he starts in the third term, which is 5 minutes old. We've already seen 4 goals, 3 to Geelong, 1 to Brisbane. Micken arrives too late. Good tap down from Burke. Hughes couldn't take it with him. Williams, good hands to Harris, but he has it wrestled away by Christensen. Hughes out wide. Oh, nice backspin there. Allows Russell to arrive. Goes in short for Turner. Wasn't a good pass. Bruns is there. He can give it to Turner or Buse. Geelong there in numbers. Michael Turner for number 3. No mistake, all grace the post. I thought it was going to come back. As did 20,000 Geelong supporters. Turner.
And I don't think
runs back.
Gary Ablett wasn't too happy about that because he was waiting in the goal square just all by himself.
Kick out towards half-back on the members' side of the ground. Fidge in front marks against Troy. Hand pass in towards centre half-back with Williams running. Kicks it long to centre half forward. McCarthy in front. It's punched away by Flanagan. Richardson with the crumbs, but his punch goes in the hands of Bruns. Bruns' kick is astray, and Bernie Harris takes the mark at half-back for the Bears. His short pass finds Williams in the centre. He goes to play on. Mickens outside him on left, but he comes right towards half-forward, and the pass is received by Phillips. Phillips perhaps a little bit too far out to score. Marked by White. Goes in short, finds Edmund. And Edmund, who's kicked 5 goals from 6 kicks, coming up for kick number 7 at the 6-minute mark of the 3rd quarter, and a chance to kick his 6th goal.
Graham Landy now picking up Jimmy Edmund, and it's about the 3rd player that Geelong have tried on him to stem the tide.
Beautiful kick by Edmund, straight through the centre. 6 goals to Edmund in a lone hand up on the forward line. Well, perhaps I shouldn't say lone because Michael McCarthy's done a fairly good job, but goal-kicking-wise, 6 to Jim Edmund.
Yes, very good performance, Jimmy Edmund. He's looked dangerous right from the word go. And the feature of his game today has been his accurate kicking.
So the Bears determined not to let Geelong kick away. 13-point leaders are the Cats. Umpire Mitchell very deliberate. Restarts. Again, the confrontation between Micken and Burke. Micken starting to get a few touches. Banfield unable to get it away. Fitzgerald's kick for the Cats. Oh, good work there from Bairstow. Took it, stole it away from Walsh. Towards Turner. Good defence from Campbell, but Turner quicker in recovery. Buse now. Waterson right on in. Ablett comes in to give the Shepherd. Buse squares it. No one there for Geelong. And the Bears out of trouble. Reynoldsson. O'Brien. Good chain of handballs. Richardson and Roberts. Get it out to the wing. Driven long. O'Brien's kick. Looking there for McCarthy. It's Flanagan's fist to the ground. White for the Cats. Oh, fine pass. Bairstow kicks in short. Looks for Russell. Fickle bounce. Pushed over the boundary line by O'Brien, the Bears defender. And a throw-in will take place some 60 metres around from the Geelong goal. Micken, left hand, Russell, long hand pass towards full forward. Out comes Ablett, turns onto his right foot, snapshot for goal by Ablett. It's not bad, but it's slightly astray and goes through for a behind. And Geelong move on to 12 goals, 13-85, leading the Bears 11-5-71, a difference of 14 points. Roberts, ball back into play. The Bears huddle working out. Banfield. Just a little long for Phillips, and he's found instead White for the Cats. 15-metre penalty. It's White on centre wing. In the Brownless direction he goes. He has front position, Bill Brownless. Hands not able to bring it down. A little slow there, Reynoldson. Shaw gets it back. Plenty of space for Shaw. To Williams, 2 former Collingwood teammates. Wright put him off. He's back on it well, Williams. Umpire has paid it. Bright into the back of Williams. He recovered very well there, Mark Williams, after Bright bundled him off the ball and kicked number 14 for goal from 45 metres, and that's Landy watching Edmonds' every move, and why not? He's kicked 6. Mark Williams has kicked 2, and by the preparations, you'd think he was lining up to 3. And getting 3. Great goal, Mark Williams. Look, he doesn't stand out very much yet. He's had 14 kicks and kicked 3 goals. And we're about to watch him again show a lot of courage going in after the football
and kicking his third goal. Play goes on. Chance for Richardson. He couldn't control it. Now O'Keefe. Richardson off the ground, out towards half forward. 2-on-1, but Harris does it well, and he'll slip the hand pass to McCarthy. McCarthy into an open goal. Goes bang, and it looks like another one for the Bears. Good play by young Bernie Harris, although there was some excellent football from Richardson, who persevered at the centre. Bernie Harris hand pass to McCarthy, and up comes goal number 3 for the ex-Hawthorn big man.
Just when it looked like Geelong were going to take this game by the scruff of the neck, all of a sudden the Bears come back with 2 good goals, and the game's very much alive again.
So just 2 points the difference now. Very determined Brisbane side. And Geelong now have to regain that form we saw at the start of the quarter. This match has the feeling of going to the wire about it, as Burke wins in the ruck. Morgan. Now it's Bruns with persistence. Falling down on half-forward. Brownless seems to have disappeared from play a little bit. O'Brien's kick to the half-forward line. Flanagan knock it away from McCarthy. The roving there from Williams. Flanagan could pick up the big fellow, and a fine handball to Bruns. He in turn to Bright. Geelong, midway between half-back and wing. Troy, superb shepherd, allows Bright to go right up to centre wing. Delivers for turn-up, but intercepting Waterson, good mark.
A good play by Waterson. He kept his eye on the football. Does it well, kicks it into the centre. Richardson slips the handball to Micken. Micken, left foot kick up towards full forward. Edmund in front. Punched. Oh, good mark by Jimmy Edmund, because Landy had a bit of a sit on him to punch it away. But again, fantastic positioning of his body.
Strong pair of hands, Jimmy Edmund, and really looked out of position to take that mark, and Landy had to sit on him. That's 5 marks to Jimmy Edmund, and he's turned in an excellent performance. This is his 9th kick from 30 metres out. And he's made no mistake. Great performance, Jimmy Edmund. 7 goals for Jimmy. And the former Footscray captain is making the most of this beautiful conditions here at Cardinia Park. There it is, a very strong mark. Landy may be a little bit short to be playing on Edmund, I don't know.
There he is, number 20. Getting the hands on it and then pulling it down very quickly onto the chest, not allowing Landy to get the knock away. And his team now 4 points up. Micken and Burke. Burke this time, but Micken second thump. Bears run onto it, they're everywhere. Shaw. Beautiful pass to McCarthy. Gary Shaw's given them some spark around the packs. And McCarthy popping one in the kidney region.
I'd like to see a replay of that.
It could be unnecessary to me, Robbo. I don't know, but he certainly hit him a fair while after he took the mark.
10th kick coming up for McCarthy. And on the Geelong interchange bench, Allardyce about to come on. Ray Card, the Geelong runner, going back to take someone off the ground as McCarthy comes in and punts for goal. It's not a bad-looking kick. It's on line. And the Bears, after looking a little bit sick at the start of this third quarter, now lead by 10 points. They're 15-5-95. Geelong 12-13-85. 15 minutes into the third quarter as Flanagan comes off and Allardyce goes on.
Here it is again now. Landy really put the knee into McCarthy's back. And he might have been, it didn't matter in the end, but it looked as if it could have been a 15-metre penalty there could have been given.
So 4 goals to Michael McCarthy. Burke. It's too long for Morgan. Walsh's kick just out of the grasp of Harris, or tackle Bright on Williams when he didn't have it. And again, Ray Bright's given a free kick to Mark Williams within scoring range.
He's a left arm spinner, Ray Bright, isn't he? Very nice. Very good. 6th kick this quarter coming up for Mark Williams. Perhaps he may be a little bit too far out to score. And he comes in and striving for extra distance, pulls the kick across the face of the goal, and it goes through for a behind of the Bears. They're 15-6-96, leading by 11 points. The Cats 12-13-85, 16 minutes into the third quarter.
Landy for Geelong. To the outer side. Looking for Christensen or all the dice. Christensen, good mark, Marty Christensen. Brownless waving in the middle, that's where it's gone. Got front position on Reynoldson, but Reynoldson's fine fist. Flanagan can get it back to Christensen. Not a good handball, allows the Bears in. Phillips, McCarthy, good handball. Shaw, just too long for O'Keefe. Allows Christensen back in, bundled out of the way. O'Keefe for the Bears, time to swing it into the square. Edmonds stays down, goes through the hands of Landy. Handball onto Williams, goal.
And Williams, forever the opportunist, kicks his 4th goal.
He's had about 16 kicks too, Mark Williams, so halfway through the 3rd quarter, a great effort by the vice-captain. Ball back in the centre, Cameron to restart play. This time Micken gets it, but it goes to Bairstow. Bairstow's high kick to half-forward. Chance for Turner, he's out number 2-1, good punch away. Richardson plays it on in front of himself, goes after it and does it well. Picks it up with the left hand, kicks it towards half-forward. In front, McCarthy fights on when it hits the ground, and here's Richardson, who's followed the play up well. Short pass into the pockets, a little too high, but recovery's there. Gary Shaw comes onto the ball. Hand pass, here's a chance for Edmund. Left foot kick for goal, offline. Well, for the last 10 minutes, the Bears have dominated this match after Geelong looked the goods in the first 8 minutes, and now the Brisbane Bears lead by 18 points.
18 minutes gone as Bright goes in for Burke. Micken up to spoil. White. The Cats over the centre square, and White's got the toe. Leaving Walsh in his wake. White keeps running as he handballs onto Fitzgerald. Doesn't get it back and sent the pass for Turner. He wastes no time. 50 metres out, Michael Turner puts it high for Ablett. Got the sit on Finch, but Finch has strong hands. Not a good pass from Turner. He got underneath it, hoping to sit it up for Ablett to get up on the shoulders of Finch, but just dropped a touch short. Hughes in the position here. But it's Christensen. Skills. Troy. Good pass to Turner. Fine low pass from Darren Troy. Turner 52 metres out. Ablett back there with Roberts. Ablett in good position, but jumping in there, knocking the ball away. The Bears defence beaten now by Fitzgerald. They threw themselves just trying to knock the ball away from Ablett. It was Fitzgerald there to pick up the crumbs. The Cats get one back.
Here we see it again. Ablett, gee, he didn't even worry about the ball at all there, Ablett. He could have got a free kick quite easily there, but it didn't matter again as the Geelong player roped it very well and kicked an easy goal.
Well, perhaps Geelong could become a little bit too conscious of Gary Ablett, but if the Bears keep concentrating like they did then on him, it leaves the way open for other Geelong forwards to kick goals. Burke and Micken. Williams takes the crumbs, kicks it high to centre half forward. McCarthy comes out, play on, says the umpire. It must have been touched off the boot. Here's another chance for Williams. Quick out, kick out towards half forward. Gary Shaw bumped off the ball by Cole. Cole goes after it again, but umpire Mitchell right on the spot and will bounce about 65 metres around from the Bears' goal. The scoreboard shows the Bears leading by 12 points. They're 16-7. Geelong are 13-13. And a bounce of the ball, half forward for the Bears.
Sure. Very determined. He's really given them some lift around the packs, the Bears. And like his brother of last week, always on the bottom of those packs. Williams thumped to no one in particular, but he's gained about 20 metres. Bears about 40 around from their goal, going to the Barwon River end in this quarter. Conditions ideal at Cardinia Park, and we're seeing a high-scoring encounter. Plenty of goals in this term. Tyne against Burke. Williams stopped the chance. Cole came in. Landy took it off him and goes to the boundary line. Cleve took the eyes off it, and they've got it over the boundary line, which I think was Landy's initial idea. The handball, I think, hitting Cleve unexpectedly. So only 10 metres around from the Brisbane goal. Big chance for them. Hine wins the tap. Couch got in, number 7 for Geelong. Desperation from White, number 33 on the bottom of the pack. Keeps it in. And the umpire coming in to separate players. Something happening off the ball there. And free kick going to Geelong. I think it was against Edmund. And it's Christensen with the free kick.
It looks like Burke, I'd say, kicking that ball into Bright at centre-half back. And Bright's got plenty of room to move. He kicks it straight up towards the centre-half forward, or the centre position. And the mark taken by Waterson. Play on, says umpire Cameron. Poor play by Waterson. Diving on the football turner. His hand pass is picked up by O'Brien. Campbell it is. Campbell goes long. Into full forward. It's over the top of the pack. Tap back. Chance for Burke. Burke clears. A poor kick by Burke's out of bounds on the full in front of the scoreboard. And a free kick will be taken out there by Richardson for the Brisbane Bears, as Darryl Cox, who was knocked unconscious early in the game, is about to come on for the Bears. 13th kick coming up for Michael Richardson. 40 metres out, hard up against the boundary line. Good looking kick, but the goal umpire moves across and signals that it's a behind for the Brisbane Bears, and they go to 16 goals. 104. They're leading by 13 points. Geelong 13-13-91.
Bright gains about 4 metres. Goes in the Allardyce direction. McCarthy almost brought it down. Runs the roving. Turner has the lead on Campbell. Neither of them touch it. Turner's recovery the quicker, and a lovely pick-up. Open spaces half forward flank for Geelong. Roberts backed his judgment. Left Ablett alone, and he's rewarded. Throw in half forward flank for the Bears as Roberts heads back to mind Gary Ablett.
Hardy back on the ground, Peter, at the 20-minute mark of this quarter.
Both sides really working the interchange bench as Hine is doing well in the ruck, the big fellow. Ball wouldn't bounce for him. Geelong up forward. Ablett shoves Roberts out of the way. Chance for Gary Ablett. Poster. Ablett's tally 4 goals for. Geelong trailing the Brisbane Bears by 12 points. 2 straight kicks in it as we tick towards time on in the third term.
Gone over the line, Roberts, and is going to be penalised. And a bounce will take place right on the 10-metre square. And it's been a long time, Bernie, since we've seen that happen in league football.
Yes, usually it's a very hard thing to pick up for the field umpire, even if the player does step over the line.
Bounce right on the 10-metre square. The Bears under pressure. Hardy tries to break clear. He's well tackled by Morgan. According to the umpire, it's holding the man. And Hardy pushed over when he went back to take his kick, was given a 15-metre penalty in his favour. He handballs out wide to Banfield. Richardson doing the running. He'll be pressured well by Morgan. Push in the back or holding the man, says umpire Cameron. And Darren Morgan a little stiff. Mike Richardson a little fortunate.
Playing well, Richardson. Good work to Walsh. 45-metre handball. Harris. Time to look upfield. Sees Edmund. Good lead. Landy, good defence. Banfield. Oh, breaks 2 tackles. McCarthy. Back inboard. Shot at goal. Just offline.
Gary Shaw.
So it's going from one end to the other very rapidly. And why not in perfect conditions for football? The difference back to 13 points in favour of Brisbane.
Terry Bright obviously a little confused. Now he finds a loose player in the back pocket in the way of Bruns, and Bruns takes the mark for the Cats. Possession game, ever so important. Bruns' kick over the back. Here's Richardson again, swooping on the football. Done well, Mike Richardson. He's only been in Brisbane for about 3 weeks, and he looks as though he's been there for 3 years. Has done it very, very well. His pass into centre-half forward has found Reynoldson. And there's been an infringement right up in front of the square, and it's going against Burke. It'll go to Edmund. The free kick will go to Edmund. And a shocking mistake. The coach's box for the Cats is not all that far away from where our commentary position is. And Johnny Devine looking ever so calm.
Not the Geelong bench down on the ground there with head in hands.
Edmund a chance to kick goal number 8. He doesn't miss many from that distance. And he doesn't miss this one. And Jimmy Edmund, 8 goals in a tremendous performance at full forward for the Bears.
And a terrible mistake there by Big Burke, because he was hanging on to Edmonds Guernsey when Reynolds was having his kick from about the 50-55 metre mark. So he certainly made it a certainty for the Bears.
Far from inspirational stuff from the captain. Giving away a goal to the Bears, and Geelong certainly could have done without that. Pretty quiet stand down there behind the Barwon River goal. Cameron Reid starts. Burke, chance to make amends to Buse. Bruns can give it to Bairstow. Open forward line. Bairstow can't get the length into the kick he'd like. Turner almost doubled back onto it. Couch tried to break one tackle too many. Thrown out by Ablett in Brown's direction. He between the legs only as far as Reynoldson. Hardy cleaning up. The Bears to Roberts, half-back flank. Big fellow, a gallop. 2-1 against the Bears here, but McCarthy better position. So numbers winning out as they normally do. Buse. Oh, he propped just a little bit there, Fitzgerald, but he's got a chance to make amends. Nowhere to go. He's wrapped up by Waterson. Good persistence from the Bears, but not much support for Fitzgerald there from the other Geelong players. They were hanging off waiting for a handball. 3 men down on Fitzgerald, and it's Waterson's kick. Well, he's undone the good play, waiting for the Cats.
Yeah, it was a poor kick, Peter, because he had plenty of time, and he just kicked it too far. And there's another shocking mistake. The last 2 attempts by either player, this time it was White for Geelong. Earlier it was Waterson for the Bears, were shockers. Here's a chance for the big captain, Burke. Handball's wide. Richardson's in the van for the Bears. Handball's back. Walsh. Kick into the forward pocket. It's over the back. Edmund. Open goal. Offline. Behind him, Edmund. And his personal telling now, 8 goals free. The Bears, 17-10, 112. Lead by 20 points. Geelong 13-14, 92.
28 minutes gone. Landy goes to Bairstow, who's unattended. It's pinpoint accuracy. Finds him about half a metre inside the boundary line. Oh, this puts Couches under all sorts of pressure. Finds Bruns. Bruns to Morgan. Christensen in the direction of Turner. Front position. Knocked out by Campbell, though. It's good defence. It's a pat on the backside from Roberts. They've done well in the last 10 minutes, the Bears' defence. They haven't let Geelong over the half-forward line. Brisbane 20 points up. Hine wins the tap, but rode by Fitzgerald. Morgan's the man he wants to run onto it. Gets pressure from Waterson, and Waterson ends up with the football. His kick, he had to kick in a hurry to Buse.
Buse goes in towards the centre. Bairstow picks it up, handballs to Troy. Here's a chance for the Cats. Ablett, beautiful kick by Troy. There wasn't much you could do. The Brisbane Bears defender, O'Brien, because it was a beautiful kick by Troy, straight to Gary Ablett's advantage, and he's taken his 6th mark and will come in for his 11th kick. He's already kicked 4 goals. Ablett punts for goal. It's a beautiful kick by Ablett, straight through the centre. 5 goals to Ablett. 14-14, 98 the Cats. They trail by 14 points. The Brisbane Bears are 17-10, 112.
Here we see a perfect pass to Gary Ablett. Mark Roberts, who's done a very good job on Ablett in this quarter. He's kept him goalless up until that one there. But there's very little he could do about that pass.
Bears have kicked 8 goals in this term. Geelong 5. As we tick past the 30-minute mark, there should be a little bit of time on with a rush of goal scoring. Tap one by Hine. Left foot from Phillips. Harris up a little early. Cole. Some good shepherding from Alderdice. Cole can get it back to him. He also has an option out wide in Bairstow. Might even end up with Alderdice from White, but he's tackled well. Superb tackle from Phillips.
Walsh with the left foot kick up towards centre half forward. High flyer is Edmund. Can't mark. Landy. Handball out to Troy. Troy now has Bright backing him up, and Bright got a little bit of space. Kicks it towards the centre of the ground. Waterson at the back. Chance for Reynoldson. Feeds the hand pass to Hine. Hine puts Fidge under enormous pressure, but a shocking tackle by Troy, and Fidge will receive the free kick. between the centre and centre wing on the members' side of the ground.
2 against 1 here. Bears favoured and Williams marks. Well, perhaps just a little too far out to score, but what a quarter he's had. 11th possession in the third term as Phillips swings it up there. 2-1 against the Bears. Richardson wanting to get onto the right boot to have a shot at goal. He's got onto the left instead. Behind. Well, perhaps he could have given the handball away. You could see the look in the eyes. He was going to have a shot. Terry Bright gains 25 metres. All Geelong here, all the dice. Oh, hits the line, then goes over, very close to out in the full. Close to three-quarter time, and it's the Bears by 15 points.
Well, that is the siren to end the third quarter, and at three-quarter time, the Bears lead by 15 points, 17-11, 113 Brisbane Bears, Geelong 14-14, 98.
So the Bears showed plenty of courage to come back after Geelong had kicked the first 3 goals of that quarter. And it was an excellent performance in the end with Williams and Edmund up forward, providing plenty of drive.
So, 15 points the difference at the last break.
Back to TVO's coverage of the Geelong Cats Brisbane Bears match from Cardinia Park at Geelong, not Melbourne as we've been told. And here we go, the three-quarter time score. At three-quarter time, the Brisbane Bears lead at 17-11, 113 to Geelong's 14-14, 98. A 15-point lead, and that's a very handy one to have, Nat, in a third quarter.
Yeah, they're in a strong position now. To their credit, they came back when Geelong leased another onslaught similar to the second quarter and looked like they might skip away with the game. They showed a lot of character, which is becoming a hallmark of their game, and it was due mainly to the influence of players like Mark Williams, Mike McCarthy and Jimmy Edmonds. They're more experienced players. That in itself is a good reflection on the recruiting policies of the Bears administrators, and it's looking good because combined with a couple of the other guys who are really sort of playing up to their potential, they look like they're going to surpass even their own expectations for this time of the year. Best players I think so far, Terry. Waterson for the Bears, underrated footballer. Williams, of course, probably the best on the ground so far. McCarthy with his 4 goals, a great contribution. Edmonds, Phillips on a half-back flank, and Gary Shaw's played very well since he came on. He's the first Queenslander to get a run in the Bears side.
Of course, Jimmy Edmonds going very well up front.
Yeah, he's provided the focal point of attack there when it was needed early in that third quarter, and he's 7 or 8 goals so far.
That's right, 8.
8 goals, yeah. Which is a pretty good effort in anyone's language, Terry.
Just we'll have this quick commercial break, then we'll come back for the bounce of the ball.
Couch, the other man on the bench. Umpire Cameron starts the last term. It's the Brisbane Bears leading by 15 points, going from right to left.
Burke gets the tap down towards centre-half forward. Troy to Bruns. Bruns' high kick towards half-forward flank area. Punch away by Reynoldsson. Recover quickly he does. He crashes into his own man in Fidge as he tried to get to that football with desperation, and Fidge on the ground collecting his thoughts plus a lot of other things as he picks himself up rather wearily.
Shaking the brain back into its right place, I think.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate there. Bounce of the ball at half forward for the Bears. Oh, big punch on by Brownless. Tap away. Here's a chance for Mick and he can't control it. Now Troy gets the hand pass out to Buse. Buse back to Bairstow. Bairstow looking for a little bit of space. Kicks it around the corner up to full forward. Ablett! Play on, says the umpire. Couldn't see that, but he may have thought, arguing with Morgan, Fitzgerald in front, he may have thought that the man in front had a better grab of it, and Gary Ablett trying to con the umpire. But umpire Mitchell will bounce about 25-30 metres out for the Geelong goal.
Usually if it's players from the same side, they'll let that sort of thing go.
Yeah, I think he's very unlucky there, Ablett.
So have a guess who's number 1 on the hit parade here at Geelong, or perhaps he is number 1 on the hit parade. A different type of hit. Umpire Mitchell. He's bouncing down about 20 metres out from the Cats' goal. Looking for the first blood in this term. Good work from Russell. Oh, Ablett. Can he kick it from off the ground? That would have taken a superhuman performance. And Harris cleans up for the Bears. Williams. Top game from Mark Williams. He's on the half-back flank. 20th kick. Looking for McCarthy. He's outnumbered 2-1. Oh, Burke should have held that. Banfield was brave, number 12. He, on hands and knees, goes back in there. Umpire Cameron calls for a bounce. Just into Geelong's attacking half. They trail by 15 points.
Bounce of the ball. Micken gets the tap out towards the wing area. Here's a chance for Troy. Now Russell. He can't pick it up. Appealing for a free kick. Well, I think that was a bit optimistic by Dwayne Russell. And a throw-in will take place. Burke and Micken, they've contested most boundary throw-ins and knockouts. Handball on. Here's a chance for Morgan. Morgan has Russell out on the right. He shoots for goal. It's on line. It's a goal to the Cats. And the first blood of the last quarter goes to Geelong. And Russell kicks his first goal for the match. And boy, it was a very important goal.
Good handball over there from Morgan. And Russell from 45 metres out on the run. Just what Geelong needed to start the last quarter off. And it's anyone's game, with the difference being now only 9 points in the Bears' favour.
Burke down to Buse. The two Bs. Ablett's caught napping by Roberts, but they fly together. Handball. Ablett, goal. Bad defence from the Bears, and they're punished by Gary Ablett.
Yes, well, the two Bears players flew together and the two Geelong players stayed down, so it was probably bad play by Geelong not to have someone contesting, but in the end, it was bad understanding by the Bears. And Ablett, the ever dangerous Ablett, kicks another goal to put Geelong within 3 points of the Bears early into the last quarter.
Play by Fitzgerald to get that hand pass across. A young, inexperienced player could have done a lot of things there, but he did the right thing and handballed it over the top. 3 points the difference, the Bears lead. Burke, a big thump on. A chance for Russell. Russell's kicked towards half forward. Mark will be taken out there in front of the pack by Turner. And Geelong are alive. They sense victory. Kick up towards Ablett. Punch away. Fitzgerald at the bottom of the pack. Can he break clear? Bumped off the ball by Hardy. Here's a chance for Morgan. Kick around the corner. Ablett. No. Good strong play by Reynoldsson. Oh, he comes groundless if you don't mind. And 15 metres umpire. And Stephen Reynoldsson with complete control.
Silly play, Billy Brownless. It was unnecessary because Reynoldsson only went for the mark.
And I think Ablett went back and said to Reynoldsson, Steve, you couldn't do anything else, so Brownless getting a little upset over nothing there as the Bears are away. Campbell up to Richardson. Bruns just jumps into him and in fact puts him off. Taps it though, straight back to Shaw. Richardson onto Harris, 45 metres out. Missed it.
Bernie Harris, he doesn't quite often miss those ones from 40 metres out on the run.
So the difference 4 points in favour of the Bears. Landy. Whistle's gone. Did he go over the line? Or players on the Bears side not 10 metres away from the full-back, so it will go back. And the feeling in the water that this would go down to the wire, being vindicated at the moment. And he does exactly the same thing. Landy finds Buse. He in turn Christensen. Over the centre he goes. Brownless outpositioned by Reynoldsson. Fine mark, Stephen Reynoldsson. Done a great job in the last 2 quarters on Brownless. The ball's been... No, just Brownless being brought back on the mark. And it's Stephen Reynoldsson from centre half back.
Well, one wonders why there wasn't 15 metres given again there. Reynoldson's kick towards the wing. Bruns does the roving. Kick towards half forward. Fidge and Troy. Fidge, good positioning. Eyes on the ball. And good hands by Johnny Fidge. Takes the mark at half back for the Bears. He runs across. Now he creates the loose man. Brownless came in and left Reynoldsson on his own. Reynoldsson has out wide O'Keefe. O'Keefe can run. He does. Up towards half forward. Then he kicks it long into the pocket. Edmund can't mark. Punched away. At the bottom of the pack is Cole. Does it well, Michael Cole. Hard up against the boundary line. Here's a chance for Hine, but he can't take it. And it trundles over the boundary line for the throw-in, some 45 metres out from the Brisbane Bears goal. The scoreboard shows the Bears leading by 4 points.
Alderdice, the backhander. Banfield, as the ball held to him, says the umpire. Bounces on the half-forward flank for the Bears. Some worried countenances on the face of Geelong players. Hine won the tap, but Geelong shark it. 2 against 1 in favour of the Bears. Mark Micken, a kick behind the play. Handballs to Hardy. Hardy in the direction of Hine, but he's got 2 to beat. Damien Burke. Good handball. Hughes on his own. Those two combine together so often and so well. Turner props. Fidge. Good anticipation. Hardy. One way, then the other. Finds a big gap to run through. The pass is a good one. Phillips. Oh, look on his own. So a chance now. Phillips, short pass onto Banfield. Now it's Williams who's got it. The legs just failing him a little. He's just about knocked up getting possessions, Mark Williams. And a big chance from 35 metres out directly in front for his 5th. Third possession of the match for the Collingwood Star. And the Bears, don't they love him? 5 goals for Mark Williams. And a steadying one as Geelong was starting to throw everything at Brisbane, but they're now 10 points down.
This is a good player to rely on for a shot at goal here. And that passage of play, really, the Geelong defence was looking rather ragged because they didn't seem to know who was picking up who. And really, in the end, Williams was there by himself. Phillips was by himself, and no one knew who was picking up who.
If you had 20 guys like Mark Williams, wouldn't you have a football team? He is a great trier. Couch back on the ground at the 10-minute mark of the last quarter as Geelong come forward through views. Hand pass, Morgan misses it. A chance for Gary Shaw. He's tackled well, and umpire Cameron decides that player didn't have a chance to get rid of it. And it was a fair tackle, so I shall bounce at centre-half forward for Geelong.
60 metres out. Burke couldn't get the second go at it. Waterson, number 17, he's a determined little character. And the umpire's given a free kick to him. It's against Russell. And duly rough there as Waterson kicks to Reynoldson. Good strong mark. Waste no time, Stephen Reynoldson. Squaring it. Williams goes down. The knock away from Edmund was good defence from Landy. Troy. Bright has a bounce. Goes long. In comes Ablett. Up high. Tries to knock it on, but defences from Robertson. Fine work. The Bears away. O'Brien, I think, as he chips to the wing. And thought about the handball there from Bernie Harris. But one umpire called play on, and the other umpire says stay. Well, they have played on eventually. Richardson and Geelong caught napping here. The loose man is Banfield. Look, Williams now left on his own. Appalling defence from the Cats. And Williams, a chance for number 6. He's 40 metres out, 45-degree angle.
No one wants to pick up Mark Williams from the Geelong side. I just can't work out what's going on there. And neither can the Geelong defenders.
Just to make it 16 points the difference. And as we heard earlier from Robbo, that's a man you rely on, or Bernie.
They've been put under a lot of pressure by Geelong, and they've come back and given Geelong more than what they've received themselves.
Well, one wonders where he's playing, Mark Williams. He's in the centre square as umpire Cameron decides to bounce. Ruck Rogan, obviously. Umpire Mitchell's seen a free kick. It'll go to Micken. And he's led his side capably in the ruck. And long raking left foot kick towards half forward is marked by Bright. Bright plays on, kicks it to the other half back flank. Bruns, backed up by White. White's got Morgan. Morgan takes the mark, tries to get past Waterson. Waterson won't let him go, which is fair enough. Now he plays on his left foot, kicks towards centre half forward. Turner and Campbell, and Campbell marks. Hand pass to Fidge. Fidge gets past Turner easily. Out towards Gary Shaw. Gary Shaw marks, and the Brisbane Bears are playing like winners, and we're only 12 minutes into the last quarter. Shaw plays on, kicks to half forward, and finds Richardson.
Wright giving him 2 metres. 2 metres too much. Richardson towards the lead from Edmund. All Geelong back there, but the ball falls for the Bears. High kick from O'Keefe. Comes off the hands of Geelong defence. It's Christensen under all sorts of pressure. Almost a chance there for Walsh. Leg is the Geelong player, and the crowd ironically say at last we've got one. Mark Bairstow gets a kick, Geelong's second free kick since half-time. They've also been playing behind in that period. The pass is a good one from Adler. Fitzgerald. They're unable to move the ball quickly, Geelong, at the moment, but there's a loose man. Bairstow's come right down as he goes along for Brownless, now at full forward. Thump away from Reynoldson. Played him like a glove. Shaw, very clever backhander there. Handball back towards Gary Shaw. He'll leave it for Fidge. Good work, Banfield. Fidge, plenty of time to look upfield, spot Richardson. Should have marked there, Richardson. Picked out nicely. Phillips wrestles the ball clear to Richardson. Great tackle, but they're there in numbers. It's McCarthy. Squares for Edmund. Gets pushed down and will get the free. Advantage called into the open goal. Bernie Harris, unselfish to Hine. The Bears look great. So the first goal for Neil Hine, and perhaps the death knell for the Cats. Good umpiring there to play the advantage.
It was the advantage played. Bernie Harris could have kicked the goal himself, but handballed over the top to Hine. And the difference now, the advantage to the Bears is 22 points going on to the 14-minute mark of the last quarter.
First kick for Hine, but what a vital one.
Micken, Williams, knocked up getting kicks, Mark Williams to half forward. Play on. Geelong under lots of pressure. Can't break clear. Cole on the bottom of the pack. And he's awarded a free kick, Michael Cole, I think. Perhaps just from persistence that Flanagan comes on as Brownless comes off. And Brownless has been disappointing in the second half of this match after such an enterprising first half. High flyer was Russell. Fidge, handball out. Oh, Micken, brilliant football to Banfield. Banfield to Gary Shaw. Out wide is Walsh. Walsh long into the square. Hine at the back, can't mark. A punch away. Phillips is the rover. Held when he didn't have the ball, and Phillips will take the free kick. And surely Geelong supporters must appreciate that that was a fair and legitimate free kick to Phillips on Landy. Or against Landy, should I say. And Phillips coming up for his 10th kick. He's only kicked one goal after getting a bag full in the first match of the year. His 16th possession. And at the 15-minute mark, the Bears lead by 22 points. This could make it 28. Geelong will have to do some playing if they're to get back. Phillips kicks deliberately and kicks accurately. His second goal, and the 21st for the Bears. They're 21 goals, 12, 138, and they lead Geelong 16-14, 110.
Yes, and Phillips was definitely tackled high and held when he didn't have the ball, so he could take it either way. It was either a free kick for holding the man or over the shoulder, and already the Cat supporters are starting to go home in their droves.
Yes, Geelong side looking a beaten one. 17 minutes down, 28 points down. A monumental task for them. High tackle there, Banfield on Fitzgerald. Well, perhaps justified there, or did the tackle slip up? Anyway, it ended up around the shoulders.
I think he ducked his head very quickly there, Peter.
All right, umpire, a good decision, we'll say. Geelong fans mightn't agree with us. Bairstow. High kick, but he's been swung forward. Is it Cleve onto the forward line? It is, and he's taken the mark. Bairstow looking to swoop away with it. But Geelong ringing the changes in an effort to claw their way back into it here. It's Craig Cleve at 70 metres out from goal. The lead from Turner, that's ignored. Goes for Ablett instead. He's got 3 to beat. Numbers always win out. Roberts. Oh, he didn't look there. And right on the centre square, it's Bairstow who passes to Couch. 45 metres out. Paul Couch. The goal Geelong badly need. Not a bad effort from the left footer, not quite the distance there, or accuracy behind. The difference now 27 points in favour of Brisbane, and we're 18 minutes into this last quarter.
Kick in by Roberts to the outer side of the ground. Mickens made good position and takes the mark. The big ruckman, captain of the Brisbane Bears, looking for someone to give it to, but no chance. So he goes long towards the wing area. In front, punched away from McCarthy. Now Geelong through Burke. He's a little bit too slow, but he gets the punch out. Goes towards Flanagan. If Burke's slow, well, Flanagan's even slower. And the free kick has been awarded to O'Keefe. Play on. Someone came from behind the mark, but the umpire called play on. Christensen dispossessed by Waterson. Waterson to Gary Shaw. Gary Shaw, his kick is a long one. In towards centre half forward, but the mark taken by White for Geelong at half back. He plays on and gives it to the running player in Cole. Cole looking for a player further upfield. Allardyce, he's in lots of trouble, but he threads the handball out to Landy. Landy kicks it long towards half forward. Turner makes good position with the body. Now he controls it as he runs onto it. Short passes a beauty and finds Ablett. Play on, yes, Turner at the back. The bounce is fickle. Oh, good play by Campbell, but he's interfered with Turner as he punched the ball away, and he'll get up off the ground at the spirit of Thurston and Campbell because he did it well to dispossess Michael Turner. But the former Geelong skipper will take the free kick hard up against the boundary line, only 15 or 20 metres out from goal. Kick number 12 coming up for Turner. He's already kicked 2 goals. A chance to kick his 3rd. Difficult shot, but he's made it look easy because he's put it through the centre. Goal 17 for the Cats, 17-15, 100-17. They still trail by 21 points. The Bears are 21-12, 138. And we're approaching the 20-minute mark of the last quarter as Phillips comes off for the Bears and Cox comes on.
There's 3 goals to Michael Turner. He's been a busy player on the Geelong forward line after Brownless went out of business. And really, apart from him and Ablett in the second half, they've had no one up on their forward line.
Micken has started to do very well in the ruck. And it goes back to the big fellow. He can do a go again. Micken, leading by example, uses the whole centre square, puts it to Cox, new player on. So a goal here.
And Gary Shaw, I think, is in a lot of trouble in the centre of the ground.
Looks like it might be an ankle as we watch Cox. Goal here would be the nail in the coffin for Geelong. Cox, nothing sure. But everything's in his favour to do just that. Oh, was never going to miss. Glorious goal from Cox. And the...
Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble. Looks as it'll be his ribs or his back area, somewhere around that region, holding his back, I think. And in a lot of pain is Gary Shaw.
Centre bounce, chance for Bairstow. Hand pass over the top finds Russell. Russell's kicks a good one up towards full forward. Punched away. Campbell for the Bears. A couple of their not so well-known players have done very well today. Williams, he's given McCarthy a bit of space. Back onto his left side. Inboard to Richardson, who's made good position. Short pass is a beauty and finds Edmonds. And Edmonds a chance. It's a fair way out, hard up against the boundary line. Gary Shaw still in the hands of the trainers as Edmonds kicks to the front of the goal square. No mark taken, play on, Bruns. Quick kick out of the pack, Burke. Oh, messed it up completely as Hardy breaks through and will bang it through for another goal of the Bears. Tremendous football by Hardy. And the Brisbane Bears go on to 23-12, 150 now, and Geelong 17-15, 117.
What a terrible handball there by the big captain Burke. He fumbled badly for a lead player, and it just should not happen.
And no one since Bernie Quinlan has liked a goal more than Brad Hardy. But again, a distressing sight is Gary Shaw, who gave them such spark when he came on from the bench. Lies prone on the boundary line. Playing out time here as the wrestle goes on in the middle. The Cats are away through Couch. Too long for Cleve. Ablett, though, is in good position. Cleve, a crude shepherd, allows Ablett to bang with the right and just miss. Gabriel Ablett's personal tally, 5-5. And they're really taking a long time to get Shaw into the dressing rooms. They obviously don't want to move him without a stretcher. The ball's put back into play by Roberts. Pine underneath it, knocked away by Burke. Held on for a long time, Couch, before giving it to Bairstow. Not a bad try from the boundary line. Just fades the wrong side. The Cats really getting a lesson in this last term, down by 31 points. And there's the captain going off. Burke being interchanged for Troy.
Kick in by Roberts, comes to the members' side of the ground looking for Hine, and he does it well, marks and plays on. Kicks it to Bernie Harris, up towards Cox. Can't do anything stupid now, Cox. You've kicked a goal and you've come back after being concussed on centre wing. A long ball into the forward pocket area. At the back, the big captain can't mark. Having a well-earned rest in the forward pocket, with Hine doing the ruck work now in the dying minutes of this game. 25 minutes gone. Geelong captain Damien Burke on the bench, being dragged after a shocking handball resulted in a goal to Hardy for the Bears. Short pass, Russell on centre wing. Troy looking for the hand pass. Russell goes long to centre half forward.
Fidge slowing the tempo of things down momentarily. Reynoldson's played a fine game, and really when he took Brownless out of the game, that was where Geelong's challenge ended. The terraces are almost empty as the Cats fans stream out. The team stream downfield. Bruns, fine pass to Fitzgerald. He's got a paddock. Back to Christensen. Marty Christensen right up to the line for Ablett. Roberts, good job at full-back. Thumps it clear, and the Bears out of danger. Into the centre for Banfield. In the Edmund direction he goes. Landy, he's done a pretty good job on him since taking over there at full-back as White clears, but only as far as Cox. Cole. Good work, Cole. Gets one high. I said he was over the ball. Cole said, what do you call this area? As the Bears looking concerned over Gary Shaw. Not much action there. As Allardyce in the ruck for Geelong gets it to Buse.
Buse to Flanagan. Flanagan at half-back, kicks with the left foot, hooks it back towards centre half forward. No mark taken. Waterson backs up for the Bears. Handball out wide to Harris. Harris's high ball looking for McCarthy. Flanagan interferes with him in such a crude manner that the people on the terraces could have decided on a free kick in McCarthy's favour. And they look a disconsolate lot, the Geelong fans, as their team trails by 31 points. 12th kick to McCarthy, and he's kicked 4 goals in a good job for his side. Richardson's 19th kick goes up towards full forward. Edmund at the back can't mark. Landy pushed off the ball by Williams, and a boundary throw-in will take place just inside the 50-metre line in the Bears scoring zone.
Micken always battles Micken, whether he wins in the ruck or not. If possible, he'll be first down there at ground level on the ball. Peter Knight still issuing instructions to the bench, even though his team are home for all money. Morgan's kick met by McCarthy. He's beaten 2. But did he go over the boundary line? Boundary umpire says yes. Too many smiles there. All Bears in the ruck. So finally Alderdos arrives. Caught by 2. O'Keefe. Finally handing the ball back.
Well, one thing about the Bears, at least some of these cast-offs or rejects will get regular games, and it's amazing what that can do for a player's confidence if they're playing week in, week out. Views for the Cats at half-back, kicks it towards centre-half forward. A chance for Geelong. Oh, he stood aside and let that guy come through. It was Couch for Geelong. Now he fights on after the ball, helps. Now he kicks it up towards full forward, and Turner takes the mark. It was the pass from Bairstow, and Turner now kicks it inboard and finds Ablett. But it's all too late for the Cats. We've now played 28.5 minutes of the last quarter. Gary Ablett going back to shoot for goal number 7. Gary Shaw still looking rather miserable.
He wants to watch the game out.
15th kick coming up for Ablett. And he kicks goal number 7. Cameron should give the all clear, and he does. Ablett, 7 goals out of 18. Geelong, 18-17. 125. 25 points behind the Bears, who are 23-12, 150.
Yes, a good performance by Gary Ablett once again. These are the conditions that he really appreciates, because he's a high-flying player, and he can really take a big grab on a day like this.
Well, celebrating, no doubt, in the Sunshine State. A bit of Queensland's come to Victoria here today, both weather-wise and out there on the field, and we've got a team to be proud of there, Brisbane. They lead by 25 points. There's a free kick for Banfield. Advantage perhaps paid. Hine now is being penalised. Cameron there, now giving 15 metres. Fitzgerald to Flanagan. Flanagan up towards Ablett. Gary Ablett can increase his personal tally here. They've played 30 minutes. Geelong can't get back into it. The last right's being watched and listened to. 40 metres, Ablett. No mistake. Number 8 for Gary Ablett. He and Jim Edmund share the honours as far as goal kicking is concerned here today, individually. But as far as teams concerned, the Bears 4 goals in front.
Good skills there by big Darren Flanagan to get an excellent left foot pass to the fast-leading Ablett.
Geelong supporters would be fairly disappointed, I would think, with their night game performances fresh in their memory. They would have been expecting a big win over St Kilda, and they only fell in the first match. And of course a win would have been marked against their team's name on the ladder surely today, and the Bears have led them from go to woe. The bounce back in the centre, Hine doing the ruck work now, tries to get it down to Williams on the bottom of the pack. Banfield can't break clear. He's done quite a good job, Peter Banfield, in the centre against Couch. Couch has been on the interchange bench at certain stages, and Banfield, the ex-Essendon player, can feel pleased with his performance.
Hine beaten in the ruck by Alderdice, but he gets a second go at it. Gets down towards Walsh. Just into Geelong's attacking half. The last rights here at Cardinia Park. And the Bears deserved winners. They led at 3 changes, and vitally at the finish. 150 plays 131, Bernie Quinlan.
As you said, Peter, they really deserved that win. A good sign. Gary Shaw's got to his feet and seems to be quite okay. But fantastic performance by the Bears. They led from go to woe. Jimmy Edmund did everything right up on the forward line, and they really deserved that win in the end. Gary Ablett played a lone hand on Geelong's forward line, and really it was quite a disappointing performance by the Geelong team in their first performance at Cardinia Park.
So the Brisbane Bears 150 defeating Geelong 131.